Yo, welcome to the channel. It's the So Handsome Trucker. Like, comment, subscribe. Email me questions. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I got fired at Prime. Yeah, I got fired. You dig? So I'm going to go into detail about everything regarding that. So basically, how it all started, it was around 2018 going into 2019, I think. And things was bad, you know what I mean? I'm out here a correctional officer. If you ever been into corrections, those type of jobs suck. You know what I mean? Like you're working as much as a trucker, but not getting paid like a trucker. Like, you know what I mean? It's fun sometimes, but I mean, if y'all want me to talk more about some stories regarding that, comment or whatever. But either way, I needed a new opportunity, and so I got applied for Prime. I did. I got accepted, and then I was nervous, you know. Girls all like, baby mamas all like, you're leaving, you're being a trucker, you're gonna be fucking all the whores. I mean, pardon the cussing, but I mean, that's the reality of what happened. So I'm like, I need to get this money, I need to get this money. Nobody's gonna be happy with me being broke, especially me. So then, you know what I mean, I go to Prime, it's in Missouri, I fill out the application and everything, and the recruiters call me, and they're all like, yeah, you'll be making good money, and the school will teach you everything. So I had to get a bus ticket, but they sent me a bus ticket, and I went down to Springfield, Missouri, and boy, let me tell you what, like, I ain't never rode no Greyhound bus, but that shit is, riding a Greyhound bus is like the equivalent of traveling to Blueface's and his bitch relationship. Like, that shit ghetto, you know what I mean? Like, shit ghetto and toxic. Had layovers and shit, and the benches will be like where you can't even lay down. It's they're metal, and they put like rails between them, so like homeless people don't be sleeping. And it's like, so either way, I got to Springfield like at something early in the morning, like 3:45 in the morning. I'm calling them like, hey, come get me at the little pickup depot or whatever. So they pick me up, and then we go there. They got like their own dude that owned, I forget his name, because they was on bullshit. But the dude that owned Prime, man, he got like a house with a cave in it. He got a hotel basically. This dude got a lot. He owned like Missouri. That's why there ain't ever travel 44. There ain't really nothing on there. Everything that is there, he probably owns something. Real shit, like real like factual. But so like he got the hotel there. That's like where all the students go. He owned. You know what I mean? And it wasn't too bad. I mean, it wasn't like too great. Should have had a pool, but they had it. I went in February, so they didn't have that. Around January, February, they didn't have the filled. There was a lot of bitches there. It was cool, but I wasn't there for that. I'm there to get this money. Like, I'm broke. I'm out here like getting bitches Western Union money. I'm like, man, my child support behind. I'm like, baby mama, buy me some pizza, send me something. You know what I mean? They got hungry. You feel me? But so shit goes going in, just how the whole mood is, and eventually you end up, having the orientation. So they get us up in the morning and go there, and they bring us into a room, and they're like telling you like, yeah, we're gonna do a drug test, and if you fail, we know if you use fake pee. I'm clean. I know that's surprising, but I'm clean at the time because I was, a correctional officer. I'm gonna save the world. One black child at a time. But yeah. So either way, you know what I mean. When I went in orientation and shit, they asked us questions and anything. So like me, I put my hand up. I'm like, hey, I want to drive a manual. I'm not coming to pay for no truck driving school, and I have to drive like an automatic. And he was like, good thing you asked. We'll be able to get you one. So I end up getting so basically how the process goes, you get like you have to go on go out with a trainer, and then like then you get your permit first, and then you go out with a trainer, and then after that you take the test. You know what I mean? And so like I passed my permit shit easily. That's, you know what I mean? If you can't pass that shit, you really just need to like sit down and read and like understand what you're reading. Like slowly. Like if you're a horrible reader, you need to every syllable, you know what I mean? I don't know what you need to do, but you need to focus and, you know, hocus pocus on that shit. You know what I mean? And make it happen. Like that shit, you know what I mean? You'll understand you got mental deficiencies or something, you know what I mean? Like they got that shit in audio books. There's a lot of ways. You Google how to pass the test and memorize the answers or whatever you gotta do. But anyway, so past that shit was easy. The hardest thing kind of was like remembering all that shit on the pre-trip. If you're not new to mechanical shit, I'm really not, you know, I'm like a country boy. I know, you know what I mean? A lot of this stuff, I was like, get it out. But now I know a lot of it now. But, you know, this is, you know, you coming new into a new industry, you know what I mean? Like, so then, I got my permit, boom. I ended up getting my trainer because, you know, I had to wait a little bit longer because I wanted to stick, and I stood on that, standing on it, you know what I mean, for sure. And I had some dude, I think his name was John. He might be dead now, I don't know. He was like an older guy, and the best way to describe him is that like he looks like, if you ever watched Bad Santa, he looks like this Bad Santa, like for real, like. But all the time, and how he acts like him, like he looks like him, acts like him. It was a horrible, like, I'm surprised I didn't beat the fuck out of this dude. But like, I'm trying to learn, and I'm like, man, let's go. So we go. Like, it was funny though. Like he would tell me shit like this. He's like, I'm being, you know, I'm black, obviously, dude white. And he was like, I used to be racist. I'm like, huh? You used to be, huh? You used to be racist, right? Huh? What the fuck does that mean? I'm thinking in my head. I was like, oh, tell me about it. He was all like, yeah, man. Before I was trucking, I was, the fuck he said? He said, I was in Atlanta. He was somewhere, Atlanta or wherever, and he was homeless or some shit. And he was like, you know, I just got stabbed by a black dude, and I was in the hospital, and then I got out of the hospital, and I'm fucked up, like stabbed and homeless. Sounds like a horrible combination, right? Stabbed and homeless. And so then, bro, he said, like, you know, some black dude was circling the block with him in a nice ass, like, you know, Mercedes, like S-Class, you know what I'm saying? This is like years and years ago, you know. This dude was old, like 60, like he looked like Bad Santa in bad health, you know. And so then, bro, he ends up like, the dude stops and comes up to him, and he was like, God told me to give you this and wish you, you know, hope you get better. And he told me to do, it'll be in Tyler Perry, and I was like, man, bullshit, man. He's like, man, I swear to God. And I'm like, man, I don't know about all that, but that was a weird thing. But I mean, either way, he was old, so I'm all like I'm trying to be that respectful, like, oh yeah, you're an old guy, you know. I'm not gonna beat you up because you're old bones, man. I'm not to, you know, do that to you. So, but he taught me how to drive a little bit. He helped me on the stick, because I ain't gonna lie, man, I drive motorcycles. I didn't realize that, you know, the non-synchronized, like, you know what I mean, that shit is different. Like, don't come in like, I can drive this. Like, yeah, I mean, shit, just take your time, listen to them, double clutch, and then eventually you'll learn how to float gears. You know what I mean? I remember my first time, we went to a trip to Virginia, and that was my first time driving. He was like, all right, your turn. You're gonna stop like on the bottom of the mountain. I'm like, bruh, we got about 20 feet up the road climbing this mountain. I said, look, I look good. And there's shit behind us, and there's traffic behind us. I don't want to fuck up, and then this shit end up like on my first, like, you know what I mean? And so I got to see. Basically, he drove most of the time, like, honestly. He was saying shit, you know, he drive most of the time. He's like, usually you supposed to be driving, but like, I was learning. So then after that, we got the miles out of the way, came back, practiced some more shifting for the test, and then I went through backing. I failed the backing test. Like, if anybody remember around 2018 February, the nigga walking around with the 2 chains on, you know what I mean, swagging like he could take your girl or something. Like, you know, nigga mean mugging, small time again. Like, so I'm saying, don't go there drawing attention, even if you're not even trying to draw attention. Don't try to draw attention, just jewelry and shit. Sometimes do that, but like that's, I try to, like jewelry. And but anyway, so go there, and then I failed the bag of tests like 3 times because like the dude, like he was like, get under. The fuck, are you stupid? You don't know what you're doing? I'm like, no, I don't know what I'm doing. And then my other dude, his last student, he's failed his test too. So it's like 2 of us in here looking like fucking Dweedle-Dum and Dweedle-Twin. He Dweedle-Dum and Dweedle-Twins. I don't, But either way, we Dweedles. And shit, we ain't rocking out like the Beatles, So basically shit's bad. Like he failing, I'm failing. He's like, yeah, man, it's my like 4th time. And I was like, I gotta fail it. I gotta have to complete the mission on this one, or it's done. I'm gonna have to go home. I'm like, oh man. And then like I guess like we was both talking about how bad he is with talking to people. So I ain't, if you don't know what get under it means, or you ain't gonna know what the fuck none of that is. Like somebody like backing up for your first time, like you know what I mean? You ain't gonna know. Or all the other terminology. He an old school guy. He taught me how to drive safe. Like he really did. He taught me about keeping my space at all times. And, like shit, don't rush to the speed, like to the red light or any stop. Because I say you save fuel. Doing that. So I mean, he was cool, but he was still a fucking asshole. Like, he should not be trained. They should train other people from like that are old like that and miserable. Dude's miserable. But, either way, so boom, like 4th time, I ended up having to go to a meeting with the head honcho there as far as charging the students. And I had to explain to him that like, hey, I don't, like it's not me, like I could do it. I just need maybe a different approach, somebody else to actually like talk to me, like using English words besides the cuss words, all the swearing, get under it. You know what I mean? Like, so they got me somebody else. I think he's like a cowboy guy. I don't know if he still worked there. He's all like, I go to truck rodeos and I do all the truck rodeo whipping. I put on that truck and I get on it for 7 seconds and that bitch do what I tell it to do. I'm like, God damn, boy. But he's like one of the guys there that went with orientation. But so he told me how to do it. Boom, got it. So I ended up getting it. And also there's another time when the 3rd time I did actually pass. I was in line. I remember I did parallel. I'm in line. I'm literally in line. And he gonna be like, you better look again. I said, what? I took a picture of it. I'm gonna try to find it. Might be on one of my other phones. He said, you better look again. The trainer. I said, what? I'm looking at it, man. I'm like, dude, this shit's in line. I'm showing it to people. They're like, yeah, you in line. Like, everybody I just said I'm in line. So, like, when I had that meeting with dudes, when he was, like, saying that you need a passer this time or you're done, you're not prime material, I ended up, showing him that. And he was like, he said, pictures can be deceived. And the bullshit companies, he said, pictures could be deceived. And I'm like, nigga, look, the Bible said you should not be deceived. You believe in the Lord, you better believe in the Lord on this one, boy. Because that was in line. It was literally in line, So, like, in the line. Not on the line, in the line. But either way, they gonna side with them. Excuse me. But, so eventually end up passing, do the road test flawlessly, because I know how to drive. Got that shit done, easily. And then with the stick, you know what I mean? And then, shit, boom, go from there. So then I've been there since, I was there for a while. Like, if some people were getting their shit done in, like, literally, like, days, like, going out, passing the days, I didn't. I ain't get the Blake dude or the other dude or whatever. I got John. But shit, he helped. Like I said, he taught me some valuable lessons as far as really being safe. You know what I'm saying? But so then I ended up having to go home. So I go home and shit. You know what I mean? I had to get shit. I've been gone for like shit. Like I got like this is like now coming on to March. To get you the time. So it's March, and I ended up having to switch my license. So then I'm home, and then after that, what happens? You have to get a TNT trainer. Where you get 30. Back then, I think it's 50,000 miles now. Back then it was 30,000 miles. So you're getting your 30,000 miles in, and with a trainer where you're actually driving. So man, I should have knew this was gonna be like the worst thing from jump. This is how everything started. Like I had a dude. His name was African. I forget his name. He was like Kunta Kinte or something, or Mafusa. It was something. I really forget his name, but like he had like, I didn't notice this, but he had missing fingers. His hand was like yeah. Like, but ain't nothing wrong with that. I was just like, I didn't notice that till like 3 weeks of driving. And then I shook his hand. I was like, ah. Shit scared the shit out of me. I was like, man, what the fuck is that, dog? He's like, oh yeah, I didn't. I was like, I didn't know. But anyways, that's not how reason why that shit was. I should know shit was fucked up. Like I got deficiencies and shit. I'm so handsome, but I'm still ugly, but I'm still handsome. I eat your bitch like that, yeah. But anyway, so basically, he picked me up from my crib. I live out in the country. I live on a road like where it's just a number. It's like 200, and then 200 south. And he pulled up loaded. But like, the country boys and shit, driving grain trucks can do this shit. But a lot of them are single axle. He pulled up fully loaded. So he picks me up. I get all my shit in the truck. I'm like, hey man, nice to meet you, man. Let's get this money, dog. I'm broke, man. I've been only getting like this 200, whatever they giving me every day. Every month a week. They give you like some money. I ain't gonna lie, Prime do. At least they take care of you. Some of these places they send you there, you're hungry. So like, I'm like, bro, I need to get some money, some actual earned money. And I know, like, here's your 200. So, boom, literally within 5 minutes, we're on this country road. You gotta turn left eventually to get back to the main road. And it's like a country road, like, and it's like a tight turn. So he ends up literally going into the yard. And I know these people. It's just like it's my area. He drives in that yard, loaded. Ends up leaving in like some big ass tracks. They come outside like, what the fuck you doing? They see me and I'm like, I've got my CDLs and he, I don't know what he doing, but I'm, they're like, man. And then next thing, literally, so I'm explaining to them about like, yeah, I don't know if this will be good or not. So then the next thing happens is, he's like, dude said, hey, the police is behind us. I said, what? Because like, bro, like, man, I ain't never had no police stop. I'm 31 years old. I still ain't never had no police stop on this road. So I'm like, I live behind him. I'm like, bro, you're playing, right? He said, no, the police is behind us with the lights on. I said, are you serious? So man, I couldn't look out the mirror and see the police, but then I got out and I said, oh shit, I better get my black ass in. So I got back in and like, he was like, look, man, I should give you a ticket. He talking to we gonna call him Mufasa. Talking to Mufasa. And but he's like, man, they said that they know him and they don't want to get me in trouble. So boom, we get away with it. He didn't get no ticket. And he was like, ooh, I was sweating about that. And I'm like, man. So we go on the road. We end up doing some trips to Cali, Atlanta, and shit. He was all like, yeah, you're a good driver, blah, blah, blah. I could sleep well with you driving and all this other shit. And so then we ended up going to Cali at the end, and we was like, we had like, he had a spending issue. I remember we was going there. He was taking loans out from the company. Be like, can you send me $1,200, Rick? He would say to one of his dispatchers or something. They sent it in there. Nigga, we went to the strip club. This nigga spent the whole $1,200. And me and we got an argument because he was like, man, spend some money on the bitches. I'm over here gaming this bitch up at the strip club, talking about like, look, man, this nigga right here, bro, look, he gonna buy me and you and your friends a drink. I ain't buying nothing. I'm out here getting it, bro. You know what I mean? Shit, but if you wanna get to know real G and shit, you get to know me. But like, I'm not, like, you at work and shit. I'm at work too, baby. So I don't spend money at work like that. So I said, dude, how about you buy? He said, I buy everybody drinks. And man, so he buys a drink. We end up getting drunk, like, you know what I mean. And shit, it was funny though. I ain't gonna lie. Like, we was playing pool too. Dude was cool at pool with that little hand. That motherfucker put that bitch right there on the third. That nigga hit that bang. That motherfucker, that nigga, he a pool stick, you know. So he was good, but this nigga, his outfit. This is funny. The Africans, dude. He had the all Fila motherfucking tracksuit on. He had the all Fila fanny pack on. He had the all Fila Kango hat on, and the Fila pack full of motherfucking quarters for pool. I'm sorry. So then he had the all Fila shoes, the Fila socks. I'm like, this nigga, I'm in all black everything, you know. So like, it's just the nigga older than me. Like, it's funny. So, but like, niggas in all Fila shit. I'm telling you, this shit was funny. We go to the club, like, everything Fila, nigga, everything. If this nigga had braces, he'd have Fila braces. Oh my mama, nigga. He probably have Fila underwear on. He probably have Fila condoms, nigga. You know, shit. So either way, so what happens is after that we end up arguing and shit. And he was all like, man, blah blah blah, I'll kick you out the truck. And da 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 da. Hold on, I'm about to pause this and I'm gonna come back. So I just got back to the crib getting some groceries and shit. And I'm gonna tell you the rest of the story.